Claudia Parker, and today on 5 Minutes of Faith, we're talking about mother-daughter relationships with Rosie Ballard. She gives us an excellent example of what it means to find the faith to forgive. I hope that you will grab your mom and pull up a chair and watch together. I'm Claudia Parker, producer and director of 5 Minutes of Faith, and it starts now.
I'm Rosie Ballard, and I am a wellness advocate, and I'm here on 5 Minutes of Faith with Claudia Parker. For those who know me, I come from what would be the perfect family. 5 of us, older brother, younger sister, mom and a dad, married for over 40 years. Dad's a minister, mom's a Sunday school teacher and sings in the choir. So what could be the problem? From as early as I could remember, I had this loving family. And then there were times of confusion where I would be getting dressed in the middle of the night, early in the morning to go stay with an aunt or a neighbor or a relative, and I'd be separated from my mom. And imagine a 4 or 5-year-old child not really understanding what's going on, because this time frame could have been a weekend to 2 weeks to 2 months or more. My brother would say, well, mom's not feeling well. But it turns out that my mother was battling manic depression, and that led her into multiple stays in various mental institutions. My mother did the best that she could with what she had to do, and for all intents and purposes, she was a great mother. But there was an other side that, because of what she was dealing with, that led to instability in me. And what that began to do was it began to make me a little bit hostile, a little bit bitter, and it started to uncover some unforgiveness that I had. You know, I would look at people and like, wow, they have a great mother, or why can't our relationship be like this? Or I really also began to understand how much support I did not have. Because I was kind of like the strong one that makes things happen. But here I am now, off of my job, out of my career, and struggling to figure out what this motherhood thing is. The Lord really began to uncover some areas within me that were hardened and that were basically harboring unforgiveness toward my mom and some of the ways that she mothered and some of the ways that we were raised. Now, I like to say, because my mother lost her mom at 9 years old, she gave me all of what she had and what she did not have. And at times for me, that was a bit much. How the Lord began to deal with me is within my expectations. I had all these expectations of what life would be like for me as a mother, as a married person, as a friend. And he began to unravel those expectations that I had put on other people, on myself, on my husband, even it's on my life, of what I thought life would look like with the infant. So he began to bring women in my life that were a little bit ahead of the game than me, you know, 4 or 5 years down the road, that were support, that, you know, had the answers to the questions that I had. Although I wanted the answers to come from my mother, those answers came from the women that he put in my life through a support group. He also led us down a path, my husband and I, down to marital counseling, because I was putting some things on him that had nothing to do with him, but everything to do with my mother. So I had to unravel that, and the church that I was at the time gave us wonderful resources and wonderful counseling to help us walk through that. And frankly, that saved our marriage. I had to learn to accept help. And in that accepting help, God dealt with that vulnerability, and he began to show me that he is my provider, and he provides for me in the way in which he deems necessary for the appointed time as my creator. And so I would challenge you, if there's anything that's holding you back, if you see a person, you kind of get a feeling of, ooh, that means there's unforgiveness in there somewhere. And the beauty of it all is, as you walk through your journey of forgiveness, then God will release the blessings and the promises and his gifts into your life, because now you're gaining the capacity to handle those things. And so I would implore you, if you are holding unforgiveness in your heart, release it. And if you might be dealing with some pains or some hurts and you're not sure what's happening, ask the Lord, what is this? Why do I feel like that? And submit those feelings, those emotions, those thoughts over to Him and give Him permission to work in your life. And you will also get to the beauty on the other side of unforgiveness.